Once again, I am rehabbing my addiction to bad toys with some of my favorites, and now this is one of my favorites even though it is brand new. This is Kamen Rider Decade, or just plain Decade if you prefer, SH Figuarts Edition, coming in the shockingly pink box. It is very pink, like violently pink, Barbie pink, Bret Hart pink. Yeah, you definitely see this on a toy shelf, and it seems like Figuarts is doing this more and more because this was just the beginning. But you really don't give a rat's ass about the box. I'm going to tear it open and we'll see who's inside. It's Kamen Rider Decade, one of the most epic of Kamen Riders. He is the star of the 10th Heisei Rider series and left us off on the most giant of cliffhangers. It absolutely sucks. Honore Decado. Anyway. The figure itself is a beautiful piece of work, as all Figuarts do tend to be. One thing I discovered while looking at pictures of this character, it is incredibly unphotogenic. Every picture I've seen of this thing makes him look awkward somehow, like his head is a size too small, his arms are a little too wide, his shoulders are a little too big, his chest is a little too wide. But in person, it is absolutely beautiful and perfectly proportioned, I do say so. We look at the head sculpt first. They did a really nice job capturing all of his details. You can see the lines through the lenses. You can see that little dot of gold on there. And all these little integrated details all meshing together very nicely. It's a phenomenal job that they've done. You also have the Deca Driver, which seems to be molded in translucent red plastic to get that little crystal looking so perfect. Now, it's a little too small for all the rider emblems, but they did manage to work in the green button and the buttons on the side. Though I kind of wish they matched the buttons on this. It is still a very minute detail and still very welcome. I mean, they even put in that little clip that helps hold the belt on. You've got a lot of character to this toy and a lot of posability here. There's 38 points of articulation by my count. And all the ones from my Dark Kabuto review return here. He's got very, very nice double-jointed elbows and knees. All 4 joints in his foot. 2 at the ankle, 3, and then the toes. The one I like the best from Dark Kabuto didn't return, however. That is the hip joint. I talked about how it was on a stem inside, so that you could angle it down and then outward to get a bit more range. No, not quite here. But that seems to be standard from all the ones that I've received. It might be something that only the Kabuto and Imagine releases have. I could be wrong, though. But the joint here is your standard swivel, and it still does a very nice job getting a very wide range going. Also got these torso joints that I love so much and add so much character to any pose you put him in. And his neck is similarly double ball jointed. He can pose phenomenally well, and for those worried about the shoulder pads, they lift up out of the way very easily, so, these can flop around just like they do on the show. The paint job, it's not quite the pink on the show. It's a couple shades too bright. Whereas on the show, it could borderline as red. This is obviously pink. Also, because his colors contrast so much, it's much easier to pick up little faults in the paint job. For instance, here along the arm, where it's a little bit sloppy. There's a little bit of overspray, especially on some of the smaller details, but really you have to hunt through the figure in order to find little faults like that. So, not too big a deal. It's a minor quibble at best. And odds are it might just be mine. You never know. But no Figuarts is complete as is, naturally. They all come with a range of accessories, and for Decade... Oh god, we've been in this world too long! Decade is by far my most accessoried Figuart. You get 4 full sets. The closed fists you see on him now, but you also get the always popular splayed open hand. You also get the weapon gripping hands, and you get the very rare card gripping hands, and I will get to that in a moment. 8 in all does make a very nice variety, especially these days when it could be as few as 2. Honore agito. But he comes with more than that. In fact, he comes with some incredibly awesome ones, like this little ride booker. Now, what's so awesome about a ride booker? It opens up. How cute is that? Oh, that's just awesome. It pegs on to his belt as well, so you can actually clip it in and complete his outfit. And this does snap in. It is not in no way just a simple little friction peg. It's in there. So no worries about knocking this off in mid-posing. And I just realized I actually need to swap hands in order to show you anything else, so hang on a second. Oh yeah, he's dead. Decade's numerous hands provides him a great number of accessory possibilities. We will start, basically, with the traditional ride booker in slash mode. It fits in very snugly, like so. And you can pull off a great many things with this. Now, those lovely jointed wrists really come in handy here. Keep in mind, ball joint inside the hand and inside the wrist, and it has its own little swivel. You can do a ton of things with Figuarts posability. I freaking love it. And in this case, the sword looks very, very nice. It is missing the little Decade symbol, but again, tiny details, I can't fault it on like that. The transformed ride booker, now in its ridiculous looking gun mode. Never did like how it looked in this one. Strangely enough, it's actually grown in size. I mean, look at that. Good job. Such a goofy looking gun. But he makes it work. It's nice that they give you the ride booker in all 3 forms. You can pretty much do anything he did on the show, including drawing a card. That is a brilliant little piece of posability that they've given him. I love the options on this figure. It is absolutely astonishing. And it brings me to my favorite accessory of them. Oh no. This is my... Oh god! I better make it quick while I've still got worlds left. He comes with cards. How cool is that? Little in-scale cardboard cards that fit between his little rubbery fingers. Quite well done. There is a great amount of little tiny detail to these things. You can make it out. Kamen Rider. You get 2 sets. The 10 Henshin cards and the more generic looking backside card, which kind of allows you to pull off any pose because, well, that could really be any card from a distance. There's a few issues I have with this, like, a lot of these don't have Figuarts, so it's not like I can pretend to henshin into any of them. And why does he have his own card? Okay, that doesn't make any sense. He can't use it while he's henshined already. It's a minor quibble, but what bugs me is that there's no attack cards. There's no final attack card. No slash, no blast, no illusion. It would have been nice to have some variety here. I mean, the henshin cards are nice, and I understand why they did it, but it seems like a missed opportunity more than anything. And they give you 2 full decks worth of these. So, just in case you happen to lose one, because these things are light enough to lose in a sneeze, you do have a secondary set. Ah, it's so beautiful. And speaking of beautiful, there's only one thing left to do. Oh, I'm losing. This world is fading out. Go, help. Next one, quick. Quick, while we still have a world left, posing porn! Well, thanks for joining me on this journey through the Decade Figuarts toy. If you are a Kamen Rider Decade fan, there is no reason not to pick this up. It is easily the best figure for the character you can buy. And if you're a Figuarts fan in general, you are going to love this thing. Between articulation and multitude of accessories, he's got pretty much everything you could want. And it looks like this world has been spared of his tyranny. Or maybe it wasn't him at all. Maybe we've all been misled. But who else out there could destroy so many worlds so easily? Who indeed? Unicron, the devourer of worlds, of course! I knew it. Oh, I knew Tsukasa couldn't be a destroyer. I just knew it. Now go blow him up!
You can't stop me with that!
通りすがりの仮面ライダーだ。覚えとけ!